What you guys are looking at right here is pretty interesting. Dynamic difficulty adjustment. I'm sure every single one of you watching this video at some point has thought to yourself when playing FIFA, why did my pass all of a sudden not work? Why are my players so slow? Why am I missing these 1v1s? Those types of things that happen in game. I want to say straight off the bat, I don't believe in scripting in FIFA. I don't think as you're loading into a game, the game has already decided what the score is going to be. I don't think you go into a game and because you've won your last 3 games, you're guaranteed to lose this one no matter how you play. I don't believe in that. But what I do believe in is this dynamic difficulty adjustment being a huge momentum shift in matches. I'm going to talk more about it later on in this video. But this, of course, is completely ridiculously unfair in a competitive environment. What does dynamic difficulty mean? So when you're playing a game of FIFA, you might think that was a really easy game. I smashed that guy 6-0. You could play that same skill of player in the next game and get absolutely battered because the AI were harder on you. Your players were just not able to control the ball properly. They were suddenly really slow. That's dynamic difficulty. It shifts and it changes throughout the games. So in the first half, you could be playing some really good FIFA. You could be winning 2-0 and then suddenly, bang, the gameplay shifts. The AI on the other team become better and the AI on your team become worse. That's exactly what this is. Now, it's very complicated. The way they've worded it is ridiculous. So I've gone through and highlighted the bits that I want to talk about. But I should say, little disclaimer, everything I say may be completely untrue. I'm not an expert on this, but it reveals quite a few things that I would have suspected. But allegedly, there is scripting in FIFA, and take from this video what you want. There's just nothing in this other than just curiosity for me. I think it's fascinating stuff. Oh, and I should also say, I'm actually a game changer. I'm part of EA's Game Changer program, so I have helped them develop certain things in the game with feedback. I've also taken part in capture events and all these things. So coming from a game changer, I'm a completely honest person. I want what's best for this game and the community. That's why I'm making this video. I'm not calling out anyone specific that works at EA. I just want the people to see this. I'm almost putting my reputation on the line here by making this video, but do you know what? It needs to be seen, because if you guys are spending a lot of your hard-earned cash on this game, you're being unfairly treated. This first bit here, embodiments of systems presented herein may perform automatic granular difficulty adjustment. In some embodiments, the difficulty is undetectable by a user. You don't know this is happening, even though you do. You know that your players are suddenly slower. You know you should have scored that one-on-one. You know that open goal. You aimed towards it. You watch the replay. You see the arrow that you've shot in the right direction, but the game didn't score it. Undetectable means there's nothing on screen telling you, hey, you missed that because we want you to be struggling a little bit more in this game. We don't want you winning 4-0 because the other guy will quit and you'll never play again. That's what this is all about. They don't want people quitting the game. They want you playing FIFA every day when you get home from school, spending your pocket money on FIFA points. They want you playing. The more you play, the more successful the game is for them and the more money they make, of course. And it's a business, I get it. But the tactics they are using, it's shady at best. Not a big fan. You can see here as well, the difficulty level of the video game may be automatically adjusted. So this is just something that happens throughout the game. The game will be different in the 10th minute to the 70th minute. And it gets crazier. Just let me go and find the next bit I want to talk about. Just saying, by the way, this is all public information. I'm not doing anything illegal or shady here. This is public information. Just want to throw that out there. But this is one of the processes, one of the techniques they are using. It's called the prediction model. So it will receive historical data. This could be your last game. Whether you won, whether you lost, how many goals you scored, how many wins you might need to then complete your objective, to get a certain rank in Weekend League, whatever it may be. The game knows as you go into the match. I've already said I don't believe in scripting. I don't think they take this historical data, as they call it, and then say to the game that this guy must now lose. He cannot win this next game. Of course, that's not happening. That would be illegal, I'm pretty sure. That'd be completely ridiculous. That's rigging. Okay, that's rigging the game. But what it might do, let's just say you've played 5 games today. You're going into your 6th game and you've lost all 5 of your games. The game knows this, and who knows, maybe your opponent is on a 6-game win streak. It might just twist those knobs a little bit, just give you a little bit of a helping hand, because you might quit. You might not want to play anymore. You might be saying to yourself, right, if I lose this next game, I'm giving up this weekend. It's trying to predict what's going on with their players. They don't want you to not play the game. They don't want you to be so frustrated that you just quit. And it will see your opponents on a 6-game win streak and it might think, well, he won't mind getting 1 loss. It's probably okay if we just help out this player that's struggling. And by knobs, this is terminology they've used in this patent. Knobs are what I would say, allegedly, are almost like sliders in career mode. So when they adjust a knob very slightly, it might just increase your sprint speed, decrease your acceleration, just slightly adjust your finishing ability to change the outcome of a game, or more notably to help you or enable you to potentially score that 1 more goal that will get you the win. Things like that. Yeah, this is the bit I want to show you guys. This is the difficulty setting process. So this is the process that happens with that dynamic difficulty process, the system. So right here it says, based on the identified user cluster, so all the information that it's got, determine configuration values for a set of knobs associated with the video game. So I think you get where I'm going with this, guys. That's like me going into a career mode game against Bayern and I'm Dortmund and it's the final game of the season. I need a win and it's just like, I'm just going to turn down the difficulty a little bit. I'm going to make Bayern slower. I'm going to make them miss their shots and just guarantee a win for me, or make it easier. Allegedly. It's so dodgy. Adjust the configuration values based on the recent user interaction data for the user. So I think that's more like, this guy has lost the last 4 games. He probably shouldn't lose this one. Let's just give him a helping hand. Or this guy's new to the game. Let's give him a good start. Let's enable him to have an easier game to start off with. We'll match him up against an opponent of similar quality and just tweak those knobs a little bit so he has a little bit more of a better chance of winning the game. So therefore he thinks he's good at the game and that he enjoyed that match and he wants to play more. And before you know it, he's gone through this system a few times and the game spat out some good results for him, or helped him, allegedly, and he then spends money on the game because, well, he's won 5 games, lost 1. That 1 game he lost, he came up against a guy who had Mbappe. He wants to spend the money to get Mbappe, so then he opens his wallet. I mean, it's it's crazy. They do so much behind the scenes that you don't even know about. So here is some background information. Software developers typically desire for their software to engage users for as long as possible. The longer a user is engaged with the software, the more likely that the software will be more successful and more money. So that's true. Completely agreed. If you make an app, if you open a restaurant, you want people to enjoy it and come more than once. You want them to stay a while, right? You want them to spend money. Success is determined by money in this case, of course, and that's probably the same for almost any example I can think of. You know, if you make an app, you want it to make some money, for example. You want people to be playing longer, right? Often, games that are too difficult or too easy will result in less enjoyment for a user. Also very true. But my main issue with this is if you are potentially helping players to win games and enable them to enjoy themselves more, you are harming the opposition. Because I don't want to go into a game of FIFA knowing that I'm playing good FIFA, I'm on a win streak, but the game is handicapping me, and that is such a huge word in this community. This FIFA community use the word handicap all the time. You feel like your team is being held back because the other player has been the chosen one. He's got the knobs twisted in his way. That sounds so weird. I don't think that's... Well, it's not. I know it's not fair. It's completely unfair. And the fact that this is allowed, and it's not even just FIFA, this is in Call of Duty. One of the craziest things I've ever heard in gaming is one of the patents, however you say the damn word, in Call of Duty. This is ridiculous. So if you're playing a Call of Duty match and there's a gun that you're using that you particularly like, they might put in a player on the other team that has the better version of that weapon. The game knows you're using a weapon a lot. Let's say it's an AK-47, right? But if you want to spend £5 on Call of Duty, you can get an upgraded AK-47 with really cool skins, maybe a better sight, whatever it may be. The game will actually find you a player and match him against you that has that upgraded weapon. So he will kill you with it and you will want to spend the money to buy it. What the hell was that? That is absolutely disgusting, but it's so freaking clever, and I almost admire the intelligence of these developers, and also the sheer greed is disgusting, isn't it, really? But this is happening in FIFA. There's no doubt in my mind that FIFA is a great example because of the upgrades, the informs, the team of the seasons. Let's say you've got a fully gold team around this time of the year. You've just started Ultimate Team, and you're using the base card Mbappe. I'm using him as an example again. 87 rated gold or something like that. Let's say you play 5 games with Mbappe, you're getting loads of goals. The game knows that you're scoring a lot of goals with Mbappe. Well, what do you know? In that 6th game, why not pair you up with someone who's got the team of the season Mbappe? And you sit there, oh my God, I just conceded 4 goals against him, and my Mbappe was terrible. Maybe I should buy some FIFA points and I'll get lucky. I'll get team of the season Mbappe and upgrade my team. This is happening in FIFA Ultimate Team. Genuinely, I'm so relieved that I don't spend my hard-earned cash on Ultimate Team, and I feel sorry for anyone that has spent a lot of money on it. I know YouTubers do it because it's an expense, but also investment in the channel. People like Bateson, for example, if they spend £5 at the beginning of FIFA, probably more, it's investing in the channel because it's going to gain a lot more views, it's going to gain more exposure for the channel, and that makes sense. But if you're just the average guy who works a 9 to 5, earning, let's say, 40 grand a year, and you're dropping £1,000, £2,000 throughout the year on FIFA Ultimate Team, and stuff like this is happening to you, it's pretty scary stuff. It really is. I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about. I think I've covered it, really. What this is proof. It's actual living proof that your games in FIFA are not scripted, but they are certainly not real. They're not real games of FIFA. Because if you're winning at half time, the second half is going to be completely different, mate, and you know it. And sure, it doesn't happen all the time. You are going to win those games 4 or 5-0, and you're going to be consistent throughout the whole 90 minutes. But this is happening in some of your games, no doubt in my mind. You are being affected by this. It happens in career mode every game. Every game of career mode. You know that AI are completely different when you're winning the game. Sometimes they play like Barcelona and then they turn into Yeovil. Okay, now there's nothing wrong with it offline because it's just an offline game, and actually it happens in real life football. Sometimes teams wake up, they get motivation from conceding, they play better. That's completely fine, but competitive gaming when money is on the line, it's not okay. It's not. It's not okay at all, and it's completely ridiculous. And this is public information. I'm kind of sad it's taken us this long to maybe get a bit of information like this. You can look at patents online. They're always public. It's pretty scary stuff. Thank you so much for watching. It's been enlightening. And all the best for FIFA 20, guys. Don't spend any money. Just don't.